everyone, I am Erika of beadingschool.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone, my weekly open beading workshop to make sure that every beader all around the world has company. Today we are going to bead my friend Anita Schackmann's design, The Pinch of Cinnamon. But before we would start, please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Unfortunately, I could not schedule this stream in advance as I normally do because there is again a technical glitch. So hopefully you can find me on Facebook, on the Beading School Facebook page, and also on YouTube on the Beading School YouTube channel. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. I see Nancy saying good morning. Antoinette is here, and Maria says, all good here. Wonderful. I am really, really happy about that. So, lovely ladies, today we are going to bead the Pinch of Cinnamon. Nitti designed this jewel from the Spice Bazaar Beading School Academy team box that we are currently playing with. The Beading School Academy is a bi-monthly membership program, and I dare to say, based on your feedback, that is the most valuable one out there in the beading world. Every 2 months are decorated to a different theme, and you can get, if you choose the turquoise or the fuchsia level membership, then you can receive a beautifully created artistic theme box, and then there are different tutorials coming through the 2 months that you can choose from, that which one would you like to make from your box. There is really, really a wild array of tutorials that you can enjoy, and from these different designers from all over the world. In the meantime, so many bidders joined us: Erika, Linda, Nancy, Asta, Ariane, Namrata, Jakia, Rita, Rachel, Faye. And since Faye is in New Zealand, she says, Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Faye. Cindy is here. Kimberly is here. Other Cindy, Molly, Rachel, Judy, Tanya. And JK is asking if my motif is on a ring base. So I made a variation of Nitti's jewel because hers has this interesting shape, and actually I was a bit distracted and I made it into a square shape, but at least you see that there are many possibilities. And then I even blinged it up, and mine is on a brooch base actually. You can find it in the Beading School bead shop. Linda is also here. Shelley. And Ariana says, that is gorgeous as a brooch. The colors and the suvan in the middle. I'm also very happy with how it came out. I also really love Nitti's original, but I'm also very happy with this blinged up variation. Terry is here. Linda, Jacqueline, Lita, Lindsay. For Lindsay, this is her first time for a live. Wonderful. Dear Lindsay, if there is any question that comes to your mind, then please let us know, either here or in the Beading School Club. And lovely ladies, please say hi to Lindsay. And Lisa is here, and Angelina. And Belinda. Linda likes the chaton rose in the middle. Corinne, Catherine, Claire, Angelica! And it's Angelica's birthday tomorrow. Then in advance, I would love to wish you a beautiful day. Hope you will enjoy it a lot. Jill, Rachel says, hello to my favorite group of ladies. I sincerely hope your week is filled with all forms of love. So much that your life feels as beautiful as you all are to me. Rachel always has the most beautiful welcome messages to all our fellow beaders. Angelina is laughing because last week, all of you all around the world from Alaska to New Zealand, you could hear my tummy rumbling. But this week it's Angelina's tummy rumbling, but no one will hear that. I just had something to eat, so hopefully mine will be also all right. Sangita, Kristen, Beatrix. And Beatrix says, "Hi, dear lovely Pearl ladies. I know you are all thinking of Nitti, and as we do a design of her today, we should all pray further for getting many, many new designs from her, which means she will be healthy and we can enjoy her smooth voice and her kind smile and beautiful personality. She gave us so much in her No One Has to Be Alone. Thanks a lot to her." And thank you so much for typing that in, Beatrix. Indeed, Nitti is battling with some very serious health issues. Beads still give her solace and bring happiness to her life, and I know that she enjoys the company of her fellow beaders in the club very, very much. The motif that she designed, it's such a nice way of her still being here with us during a No One Has to Be Alone workshop, and I hope that in the future she will also be able to return and even teach, maybe. Dear Nitti, we are all thinking of you, and thank you so much for this beautiful jewel. I see also Marta, and then I see, yeah, everyone wishing happy birthday in advance to Angelica. So, lovely ladies, you can already download the PDF file from no-one-has-to-bead-alone.com, or you can navigate to beadingschool.com and find No One Has to Bead Alone in the main menu. I will also put the link in a comment, and you can, if you are on your computer, then you can scan the QR code on the screen from the screen with your phone. And as always, there are two variations how you can download the tutorial. And the two variations are valid for 3 days, starting with the day of the workshop, an hour before the workshop. So No One Has to Bead Alone started out as my social contribution when COVID hit and isolation became a reality. Then I still offer the opportunity for every beader all around the world for 3 days to download the PDF tutorial as a gift from me and Beading School. And if you navigate to the No One Has to Bead Alone page, then you can see two buttons, a pink one and a yellow one. And the yellow one gives you the tutorial as a gift, but you need to do it within 3 days. And the pink one, it can be your contribution to Beading School if you would like to support the No One Has to Bead Alone sessions. So after 3 days, the gift variation goes away. If by any chance you encounter trouble with it, then please make a screenshot and send us an email to info@beadingschool.com within these 3 days, so we know that there was a glitch and we can send you the tutorial. So this is how you can download it. And as you can see, there are many, many variations how you can play with this design. Nitti did this beautiful shape where she has bicones at the top and the bottom, but not on the sides. And I extended it into a square. And she made earrings, I made a brooch, but the shape is also perfect for a bracelet. You can even attach it to Ultra Sweet and maybe even add some more. When you download the tutorial, then you will see that Nitti added also ideas how you can join the motifs to each other. Oh, she also has the square, of course. So that's also something really nice to look at. And I even have a little video from her showing the earrings even better. So that was Nitti's earring, and this time we didn't have any homework, so we can skip this part. However, if you would like to learn a bit more after no one has to bead alone, then I would like to recommend the blog post on the Beading School Club that shows you many different beaded motifs attached to filigree components, just like the one that I did on this brooch base. And if you would like to explore Nitti's work in the designer zone further, then I also put the code, the QR code on the screen, so you can find her in the Beading School designer zone along many of our other friends designers. I will also pop the link into the chat, just a moment. Here it is. And all the material comes from the Beading School Academy Spice Bazaar team box. So if you have that, then you can also work from that or from your own stash, of course. It's up to you. And let's see, what do you need for this beautiful jewel? Catherine says that FYI, the YouTube channel and the information is not for Pinch of Cinnamon. And thank you, Catherine. I'm aware of that. Since I couldn't schedule in advance, then I copied an earlier broadcast and it brought up earlier information. And I will change the information for Pinch of Cinnamon afterwards. So thank you so much for your patience and understanding. And let's see, what do you need for Pinch of Cinnamon? So the material list for one motif, and I'm going to tell you the material list for Nitti's original, not my variation. So please be aware of that. So for one motif, you need 4 pieces of 5 times 7 millimeter fire-polished faceted donut beads. You also need 12 pieces of checkmate bar beads with 2 holes. You need 4 pieces of 4 millimeter Preciosa crystal bicone beads. You need 4 pieces of 2.8 millimeter Preciosa Chaton Rose Montes or Suwon rhinestones. You need 8 pieces of 3 millimeter fire-polished beads. You need 4 pieces of True2 Fire-Polished beads, and then a bunch of size 15 and size 11 Miyuki round seed beads. For my variation, I added 4 pieces of Preciosa bicone beads, and I added a 6 millimeter Preciosa crystal Suwon rhinestone or Chaton Rosemonte in the middle, using a few extra True2's and a few extra round 15 Miyuki seed beads. Lovely ladies, do you have any questions about the material list? Please let me know. And if you have other questions, then I would like to kindly ask you to ask them at the very end of the broadcast when we are done with beading, to help me keep focused and on track. I would especially like to ask you today for this and to help me out, because in the morning I went to the doctor, and they took blood from me, and they took an insane amount of blood, and I have to say that it took its toll, and I feel a bit weak today, and my mental powers are not where they are normally. Maybe I am also less funny. I apologize for that. So please help me with, also, if someone has a question and I accidentally don't spot it, then please help me answering questions, and so on. And Angelica says in the meantime about her material, that's so much fun putting my bronze and pink colorway together. Let's go! Bronze and pink are beautiful together. And Ariana says that all is clear, as she has already prepared it as a mini kit. So let's get started. We will use a size 11 tulip beading needle and 0.012 millimeter 4LB FIRELINE. And we will start by picking up 4 pieces of fire-polished donut beads and 4 pieces of bar beads. In the meantime, Rachel asks if quarter-tillas can be used instead of bar beads. Dear Rachel, I did not try it with different beads, so I know only for sure that it works with bar beads, but I can only encourage you to try it with quarter-tillas. Maybe a few more repetitions will be necessary, I just have a feeling, and maybe some adjustments of the seed beads, but I think you can work it out. And thank you so much, everyone, for your kind comments. And indeed, a bent needle as usual. So I will pick up my 4 donut beads and 4 bar beads interchangeably. I already made a mistake and picked up 2 bar beads one after another, but at least, and I did it again. Oh my god. So please keep an eye on me and let me know when I'm making mistakes. So I started with a donut. I will finish with a bar bead. So I have the 4 fire-polished donut beads and the 4 bar beads on my needle. I'm using the Pacifica Honeydew, by the way. And Nitti just popped in to say hi and wish us lots of fun. So Nitti will have a date for her big surgery in February. Oh my god, I'm so glad that you don't have to wait until May. So I have the 8 beads on my FIRELINE, and I will bead through all of them one more time to create a circle. And Angelica says, all good stories start with a donut. And now my tail thread and my working thread meet at the same place, so I prefer to tie a knot here to create a strong, steady circle. Some beaders find this necessary, some beaders don't. In this case, I had a feeling that for my way of beading, my thread tension and so on, it works well if I put a knot. And then what's important, that I want to get in position by beading through a donut and a bar, and then I turn to the opposite direction by beading through the outside hole of the same donut bead. So this is how it looks like at the moment after the first step. Let's see what's happening in step 2. Sorry, ladies, I again made a mistake. You don't need to bead through the second hole. I'm so sorry about that. I will do my best to focus better, despite the lightheadedness still. So for step 2, I will need some size 15 seed beads, and I will add a size 15 seed bead between all the beads. So I pick up a size 15, I bead through a donut. I pick up a size 15, I bead through a bar, and so on all around. And then I will add the last necessary size 15 between a donut and a bar bead, and then I bead through the inside hole of the bar, and that is the time to bead also through the outside second hole of the bar bead. Not after the first step. I was rushing too much. So this is how it looks like. And let's see what's happening in step 3. This is a part where I kindly ask you to really take a good look at what's happening. We will need a 3mm fire-polished bead, a 2.8mm Preciosa suvan rhinestone, and 2 pieces of the size 15s. So I'm exiting the outside hole of the bar bead. I pick up, yes, also a bar bead, then a fire-polished bead in the 3mm size, and a 2.8mm Preciosa suvan rhinestone. I pick up 2 pieces of size 15 seed beads, and I bead through the second open hole of the Preciosa suvan rhinestone. And this is how it looks like after this step. So what you need to be careful about is that you don't want to leave gaps between the beads. So make sure that they are right next to each other. And Kimberly says, here we have evidence again of turquoise making any color look so good. Absolutely. And now let's see what's happening in step 4. In step 4, I bead through the first hole of the suvan rhinestone one more time. Then I bead through the first size 15 from the pair that I picked up earlier. I pick up a third one, and I bead through the second size 15 that I added earlier. I bead through the second hole of the Preciosa suvan rhinestone, And then it's time to pick up a 3mm fire-polished bead and a bar bead. And to finish this off, I bead through the second hole of the next bar bead that I have in that basic circle. So this is how it looks like at the moment. Please take a good look at it. And let's see what's happening after this. So we will do the same 3 more times, and we will add 3 more Preciosa 𝐓𝐻𝐿 rhinestones together with more bar beads, more fire-polished beads, and more size 15 seed beads. So exiting a bar through the outside hole, I pick up another bar, a 3mm fire-polished bead, and a 2.8mm Preciosa 𝐓𝐻𝐿 rhinestone. I really want to make sure, as I mentioned, that there is no gap in between the bead, and for me it works the best if I let the beads fall right away where they belong. I pick up 2 Miyuki round 15 seed beads, and I bead through the second hole of the Preciosa 𝐓𝐻𝐿 rhinestone. Also, another thing that I don't want to happen, that I don't want to pull the thread against the metal part of the Preciosa 𝐓𝐻𝐿 rhinestone. So to make sure that the Preciosa 𝐓𝐻𝐿 rhinestone doesn't move from where it is, I gently hold it down with my fingernail. So now I push my needle through the second hole, adding those 2 Miyuki round 15s over the Preciosa 𝐓𝐻𝐿 rhinestone. I bead through the first hole one more time, and also through the first round 15. And Angelina just typed in that this thread path is so clever with the picot above the 𝐶1. Fantastic. And that's what also I was absolutely mesmerized by when I beaded Nitti's tutorial for the first time, to make sure that I can work it out nicely and show it to you nicely. That the thread pass is just genius, absolutely. Thank you so much for it, Nitti. In the meantime, I picked up a size 15, and then I continued through the second size 15 and the Preciosa 𝐓𝐻𝐿 rhinestone. I pick up a 3mm fire-polished bead and another bar bead. And I bead through the open second hole of the next bar bead. I do the same for a third time. So I pick up a bar bead, a fire-polished bead in the 3mm size, and a 2.8mm Preciosa 𝐓𝐻𝐿 rhinestone. Everything is in place. I gently hold the 𝐓𝐻𝐿 rhinestone, and I pick up 2 pieces of Miyuki round seed beads. I bead through the second hole of the 𝐓𝐻𝐿 rhinestone. Then I bead through the first hole one more time. And the first round 15. I complete the picot by adding a third one in the middle. And I bead through the first hole of the Preciosa 𝐓𝐻𝐿 rhinestone again. And I complete this third repetition by picking up a 3mm fire-polished bead and a bar bead. And now it's time for the fourth final repetition. Alba joined us now. Welcome, Alba. And lovely ladies, please let me know how is this going to make sure that everyone understands it well. So I pick up a bar bead, a 3mm fire polished bead, and a 2.8mm Preciosa suvan rhinestone. I pick up two Miyuki round 15s and I bead through the second open hole of the 2.8mm Preciosa suvan rhinestone. It's such a cute one, the smallest size of the suvan rhinestones, and usually I'm including this as part of the decoration on top of beadwork. And I'm so happy that Nitti made a design that includes the suvan rhinestones in the design itself. I bead through the first hole of the suvan rhinestone. Again. Sherry says, I love the color of bar beads you are using. I think I need those. I would say, Sherry, this is the second best color after the turquoise. For sure, it will cheer you up no matter the weather outside. On your bead mat, there will be sunshine with this light green bar bead. I bead it through the first round 15. I pick up a third one to complete the picot, and I bead through the second round 15. I bead through the through the second hole of the Preciosa suvan rhinestone, and I complete this part by picking up a 3mm fire polished bead and a bar bead. So this is how it looks like at the moment. We have all 12 pieces of the bar beads in place and also all 4 pieces of the Preciosa suvan rhinestones in place. And let's see what's happening in the next step. So it seems that we will be adding some more seed beads. And here you can decide if you would like to use a second color. I decided to go for one color only to make the look a bit more simplified. Okay, I confess I was lazy to look for a second color of size 15s, so actually that is my true reasoning. So to do that, I bead through a bar bead and a fire polished bead, and I pick up 2 size 15s. I bead through all 3 size 15s on top of the Preciosa suvan rhinestone, and then I pick up another pair of size 15s. I bead through fire polished bead, the 3 bar beads, and 1 more fire polished bead. So as you can see, the seed beads are now nicely framing the 2.8mm suvan rhinestone. And in the meantime, Angelina said that she collects every bead type in all shades of chartreuse. I'm so happy to share this obsession, this second obsession besides turquoise with you, Angelina. And Lita said she forgot to add bar beads. I'm so sorry, Lita. It happens. Please be gentle with yourself. And Ariana says, going good. Even if it is a bit loose, the next step tightens it up. Attaching the sew-ons actually just in one direction, but still without turning, and so stable is just ingenious. And I agree, Ariana. So I'm adding the pairs of size 15s all around. And then beading through the fire-polished beads and the bar beads. Kimberly also just said that she's collecting chartreuse, but also she's collecting orange because Angelina hooked her on orange with turquoise. That is such a good combination. Actually, orange and chartreuse, or orange and chartreuse and turquoise are also great together. So don't shy away from going a bit wild on your bead mats, ladies. And this is how it looks like at the moment. So all the size 2.8 millimeters are framed now. And it's time to add bicone beads, True2s, and some more seed beads. This time we will also use the size 11 seed beads besides the size 15. So actually, I have to go back through a fire-polished bead. That was too much to bead through because I need to exit the group of 3 bar beads. And then I start this step by beading to the opposite direction through the second hole of the bar bead. And I pick up a True2 Fire-Polished bead. I bead through the outside hole of the other bar bead, and then I pick up size 15 4mm Preciosa 5 bicone bead and size 11 Miyuki seed bead. And I will need to attach the size 11 Miyuki seed bead with a square stitch to the first bead from the picot. So there are now 7 seed beads around the 2.8 millimeter sew-on rhinestone. So this is the third one if I start counting from the fire-polished bead. And I need to go in the opposite direction, so towards me. And then I bead one more time through the size 11 seed bead. So this is how it looks like. In the next step, I will add more seed beads. Size 15, size 11, size 15, size 11. And then I skip one seed bead in the middle and I bead through the one after in the opposite direction again. So the 2 seed beads that I was using now for the attachment points, those are seed beads from the picot. The picot consists of 3 size 15s over the 2.8 millimeter Preciosa sew-on rhinestone. And I attached the first size 11 to the first bead in the picot, and I am attaching now the last size 11 to the third bead in the picot. And then I complete this by picking up a 4mm Preciosa bicone, a size 15 seed bead. I bead through the outside hole of the bar. Then I pick up a True2 and bead through the other bar bead. And this is where I made my mistake. And instead of Nitti's clever thread path, I made this into a square, but this time I want to make matching earrings, and I will make the super cute shape that Nitti did, so I will follow her instructions. So, to do that, to get in position for this second part, I bead in the opposite direction through the first hole of this bar bead that I was exiting right now, and also the second hole of a bar bead from step 1. The bar beads give so much possibilities, by the way, to turn back and forth, to create intricate thread passes. So it's really like a proof that why there is such a why the multi-hole shaped beads are so popular. They just give us so many possibilities. 𝐻𝐿𝐿 is asking if it's possible to skip the first step with the bicone bead in the graphic. If you would like to add something else, then you can add the fire-polished bead instead of that. But like, I don't have variations for this now. I tested it with what Nitti suggested, so that is what I can help with today. And if you will continue playing and making variations, then please post about your experiments in the Beading School Club. I turn now to the original direction by beading through the first hole of the bar bead of the first one, and then size 15, donut size 15, and then also a bar bead. And now, to get in position, 𝐻𝐿𝐿 asks that step neither is directly join 11, 15, 11, 15. And I'm really sorry, 𝐻𝐿𝐿, if I misunderstood. Like, actually, I'm having a brain freeze and I can't work it out. I want to confess I can't work it out. I'm doing my best now to continue following the directions on the diagram. I have to say that I am extremely lightheaded now. As I mentioned, I was on a blood test earlier today, and they took an insane amount of blood from me, like 4 vials, and I am very tired now. So I'm sorry if I made a mistake. I just can't seem to figure it out if I made a mistake. So I'm turning to the opposite direction by beading through 2 bar beads. And then for the repetition, I turn to the original direction by beading through the outside hole of a bar bead. And here I will repeat what I did previously. And maybe there is also like more explanation in the tutorial in the text, but I don't have it open at the moment. So it might be that there is a detail that I don't remember from reading it. So now I add a True2 between the bar beads. And then I pick up size 15, bicone size 11, and I attach the size 11 to the first bead of the picot. So that's the third bead counting from the fire polished bead with a square stitch. And then I pick up size 15, size 11, size 15, size 11. What's funny, ladies, that I really don't know that what is the mistake. So Faye says, what you have done, Erika, appears to be correct from what I can see. Alba says, it's still beautiful, Erika. And I don't have any orange juice at home, and it will be all right. So I picked up the seed beads and I attached the last size 11 to the last bead of the picot, and I'm just really wondering if I made a mistake or I didn't make a mistake. I just can't figure it out. Oh wow, and now that I have this original variation, I see what a beautiful shape Nitti made. And Catherine says that I did not make a mistake. All is good then. And now that I attached the size 11, I pick up a 4mm bicone bead. And the size 15 seed bead, and I complete this part by adding a True2 Fire-Polished bead in between the second open holes of the bar beads, and I'm just mesmerized by the beauty of Nitti's motif. And all is left now that you can add, if you want, a 6mm Preciosa sew-on rhinestone in the middle, just as I did. What I did here, that I used the size 15s here between the bars and the fire polished donuts as anchors, and I picked up two size 15s, a True2, a sew-on, another True2, and two more size 15s. And while the True2, the sew-on, and the True2, they are, I went through them back and forth. The two pairs of size 15, they branch out in a V shape. So if you would like to do that, then you can do the same. And for the matching earrings, I will add a sew-on in the middle too, but I will leave this super nice size that Nitti came up with. And then I will add the earring findings at the top. And Angelina says, awesome design, bowing to your genius, Nitti. And you know, ladies, like, Nitti is one of those special beading friends with whom we actually managed to create a closer connection over the past years. Like, I'm lucky that she lives nearby, and also we resonated somehow from the very first time when we met. We went for pancakes, we went for a nice walk. So it's just really, really nice to have her in my life. And that is one of those moments when I'm 100% sure that if we open up our hearts, then our lives can be surrounded by lots of love, no matter where is it coming from. It can come from our friends from romantic partners, from family members, from four-legged family members, from all around us. And sometimes people stay with us for a long time. Sometimes people come and go in our lives, but no matter if it's maybe only a brief time, but they can leave a lasting impression. And that's why I decided to create this year the everlasting fleeting love box. And I am so happy that you like it, and so many of you decided to bead the everlasting fleeting love pendant with me. And thank you so much for that, ladies. We still have boxes available, so if you like it, then I would like to ask you to please take the link and share it with your beading friends. I am very, very grateful for that. We filled a box with an insane amount of value this time. It is one of the most valuable boxes that we have ever had. I mean, there are around 90 euros of components in it, but without the tutorial it will cost you only 59, and with the tutorial 69 euros. The tutorial is not available on its own for now, and actually the pendant that you can bead from the box, it is the end result will be even more beautiful than mine, because I didn't have yet the 2xAB Preciosa bicones that are included in the box itself. And also, love is never perfect, so I had only 3 pieces of matching hearts, but of course you will have 4. There are some alternating colors in the boxes, but yours will be all the same. And oh, I clicked on something already that also belongs to the Everlasting Fleeting Love Week. And as I said, this is one of those special weeks when we will keep collecting for you for a week everything in your designated place in the treasury. So on Tuesday, I showed you the everlasting fleeting love pendant and box. But for today, for No One Has to Bead Alone, we wanted to create something that I know that many of you were longing for. And that's why we decided to bring back for you the Faceted Heart art cabochons made in the beading school atelier. And we had this available a few years ago, and the whole team of designers created many tutorials using this Faceted Heart art cabochon. So we are very happy to be able to bring them back finally. And we made a collection in beautiful romantic colors for you. There is actually a tutorial using this on the Beading School blog, the one that you see on the screen now. And it's Zuzi's beautiful brooch using one of these cabochons in the middle, and your beloved slender bugle Miyuki beads. There is also the Rock My Heart bead embroidery tutorial using these cabochons. And I know that you love including historic filigrees in your creations, with showing as much of the historic filigrees as possible. So this is one of those designs where it is possible indeed. And this is actually one of my first original bead embroidery patterns that I created, and I kept for myself the blue version that you also see on the picture, and I'm still wearing it a lot on my jacket. And then the other one with lots of bicone beads, that's also a tutorial that you can use with the faceted heart art cabochons. And I'm very curious, actually, ladies, that if you take a sneak peek in the bead shop, just a moment, I'm searching for the screen sharing option. So the ladies in the treasury, they chose a whole bunch of romantic colors for the faceted hearts, and I do have my favorite, but I am very curious which one is your favorite. And if you tell me yours, then I will tell you mine. I also know that it happens to me, Susie, and we have the same favorite out of this. And thank you, Heather, for your kind words. Right after the heart cabochons, I'm going to take a good rest indeed. Some of the cabochons seem to be already out of stock, by the way. And Katja says the pearly red and the vintage pink are her favorites. This is the vintage pink. And let's see which one is the pearly red. Ooh, that's a very special effect, Katja. And Linda says she loves the pink one. There are so many pink ones. But there is one that is called pink, maybe. Pink punch. We have peach pink, vintage pink, pink punch. And indeed, there is a pink on light clay. That's a beautiful one. And Kimberly also likes the pearly red. Corinne likes the pink punch. Asta likes the red. I also like the red very much. And Angelina likes the freckled purple. That is also a special. And Angelina says that the freckled purple will go well with the chartreuse. I agree, Angelina. Heather likes the fairy amethyst. That's one of the most favorite color of all of you, by the way, when I look at the cabochons. And lovely ladies, if you like the faceted heart art cabochons, then please note that this is a special time of producing the faceted hearts, and after they are gone, they will not come back for a while. So if you are considering getting a faceted heart art cabochon, then go for them now. And this is the Rock My Heart tutorial. I will also put the link in a comment. And so many of our beaders actually beaded it already. This is by Susie. This is by Deb. This is by Annalene. And this is by Manuela. And a red one again by Susie. And we also have here the crystal heart. And this was made by Katja, this pink version. And this was the very first one that I beaded, and I also like it very much. So lovely ladies, thank you so much for your company today. And there will be one more surprise coming during the Everlasting Fleeting Love Week. And next week on Tuesday, I will be waiting for you with a visit to the Spice Bazaar, as we are working with the Spice Bazaar team now. I will have a special coffee time with Erika, sharing with you some bazaar stories, but also let's look into the bead shop if there is more to find. And then next week on Thursday, we will have an offline, no one has to be alone session with Ruxandra's tutorial, as I will be actually traveling, and on Wednesday I am flying to Slovakia to spend time with Andrea and her team, and also to visit my sister and her family. So thank you so much, dear ladies, today. Thank you also for being patient with me why I was super lightheaded, and I can't wait seeing your creations in the Beading School Club. So please keep sharing your pictures, telling your experience, telling about your experience. If you have a question, don't hesitate to ask. We are all there for you. So thank you, ladies, and have a wonderful rest of the day.